Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by yours truly, Lou Dolphin. Oh, Handelabra. I already forgot where I was. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Asmadi Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at LouDolphin21 on Twitter, and on Twitch and YouTube is just Lou Dolphin, no digits. Sentinels, the Multiverse, and One Deck Dungeon are available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, as well as analog, cardboard, ink, and dice, and you can get the games and more info at Handelabra.com. Hello one, hello all. I feel like the microphone is really in my way, but it doesn't look like it's that bad in the video. It just feels like it's like, oh my gosh, this is getting in my face. I mean, I've been trying to get this mic closer and closer to my mouth because there's been a lot of audio issues with the mic singular, as I've seen in past recordings. I actually started up an older Dolphin's Dive, and part of the intro got clipped, and I don't know how. It sounded like you watching you're listening, Dolphin. I don't know what caused that, but I'm like fiddling with knobs on here. I'm fiddling with the volume level here, and I don't know. Trying to make sure I go directly into the mic and have the mic as close as possible. It's also what I've been trying to watch out for is the mic clipping. That is a concern, like on various volume settings. If I'm too loud, it will just clip the audio to like a max volume and it sounds bad. I haven't really actually heard if it's been that bad. I've just been hearing it not hear me, so I don't know what the issue is. But anyway, if you notice any audio problems over the course of the stream, be sure to @ me, @ Lou Dolphin, and I will try to fix it. But being aware of the issues as they come up will help with whatever audio issues there are. But anyway, welcome to the first Dolphin's Dive of 2019. Woo! Yeah! No one's saying anything, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just talking to myself here. This is me playing One Deck Dungeon all by my lonesome. But welcome to the first Dolphin's Dive of 2019. Do I have any New Year's resolutions for you or for me? Not really. I'm just gonna keep doing the same things I always do. Play games, talk about what I'm doing, when I do it, and why. Hello, Seamus Butler, and thank you for the confirmation, Hank Wright. I want to make sure that I'm heard, because if no one's responding to anything, then I wonder if I'm even streaming, which would be weird. Okay, so One Deck Dungeon. Previously on Lude's foray into One Deck Dungeon, we were going through the Gauntlet. And we're doing the core game Gauntlet on veteran difficulty with one hero. And these were our 3 games last week. Rogue was defeated in the Dragon's Cave, Rogue was defeated in the Dragon's Cave, and then Warrior was victorious over the Dragon. So we have had a total of 18 circles, and we have used those to fill out veteran and prepared under the healing talent. Healing focus. I keep mixing up those words. Actually, I want to go double check that I know these words. I don't know where it is in where the vocabulary is, but leveling up, that's not it. Descending, boss fight, skill, potion, hero cards, encounter cards, dungeon cards. Yeah, I think it's actually pretty early. Yeah, hero progression. There are 4 groups of talents called focuses. Okay, so the focus is the collection of skills. Like I'm focusing on healing. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I am focused on healing. Under the healing focus, I have the prepared talent, which starts each game with an extra potion. You have a new resolution, 1900 by 1220. I've heard so many of those jokes. It's kind of amazing that I've only started hearing them in 2019, considering that monitor resolutions have been a thing for like 30 years, but anyway, yeah, so we can start any game, or start each game with any one basic skill, and we start each game with an extra potion. And we are not able to accumulate any more than that, because we only have the level 1 circles to fill out. So next we're going to face a difficulty 2 dungeon, I would presume. Well, let's hit next game. I could actually go fight the dragon again, I guess, if I want to get more level ups. But we should probably go and face a difficulty 2 dungeon next. So it's between Hydra's Reef and Yeti's Cavern. In Hydra's Reef, sticky surroundings, spend an extra time at the start of each turn, and on floor 3, poison aura, all heroic die are decreased by 1 after rolling and checking other effects, so heroics, a little less potent. Oh, hi Darren, and hi Missing Number. The Hydra proper has a lot of strength needed to fill these rectangles, some agility needed to fill the rectangles. The rectangles are the skull icons, and the single dice are all 6s, 2 manas, 1 agility. He has 5 health, but if you don't cover one of the skulls, he removes 1 damage. So you kind of want to have 2 flawless rounds against him, other than maybe taking some damage on the right side. The Yeti's Cavern rather, first floor, if it encounters consequences include 3 time, add 1 heart to them. And on floor 3, all sword boxes gain the shield icon. And on the flip side, he has a lot of strength coming on. In fact, the only way of dealing damage to him is via the strength dice. The only way to, or not the only way, but a way of mitigating damage is through the manas and agilities. But his extra rule, all 1s rolled are immediately discarded. So you have to fill up this 24, but if you get any 1s, you can't really modify them through any other means. Those are the 2 dungeons to consider. Now, Sticky Surrounding is actually a bit similar to Hall of Heroes, except I guess you generally spend more than 5 turns on a floor, so did I say Hall of Heroes? Hall of Statues. So Hydra's Reef, it seems like you would go through that dungeon faster than you would Dragon's Cave, which means you have less time to get the skills that you would need. Yeti's Cavern there aren't any extra time effects, other than you have to cover these mana things. Obviously the consequences play a role. But if you can avoid the 3 time consequence, you will avoid the extra damage from freezing winds, and the biting cold, all sword boxes gain a shield, so you have to cover all the swords. But I know there is at least one. Oh, maybe it's not this. It's a basic skill. There is a basic skill I know that deals with shield icons. In fact, it is Piercing Blast. Reduce the difficulty of each shield box by 1. And I feel like that is probably the skill to use in Yeti's Cavern, because when you're on floor 3, that effectively means reduce all strength boxes by 1, which will help tremendously. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going to go through in order, so we'll just stick with Hydra's Reef. And the boss requires a lot of strength to mitigate this. We need to get a total of 32 across strength and heroics, plus other effects. So we probably want to get a hero that's a bit strength focused, maybe a little agility focused. Mana doesn't seem as important. There's that 5 mana there, and we have the 2 6s here. But the consequences are health, so maybe a hero that can deal with damage in various ways. The Paladin has the interesting armor skill, I guess. For every 2 hearts you would lose, prevent 1 heart. You cannot prevent damage otherwise. And her heroic feat, roll any or all of your dice stored here, store a heroic die here. When you open a door with 4+ experience, you may store up to 2 dice at a time. But the Paladin is very strong in strength, but also decent in mana and weak in agility. So what are the other options to consider? The Archer I know is a bit difficult because her heroic feat is very costly, but kind of need it, and she's very agility focused, but not as good otherwise. The Mage, I love the Mage. The Mage is pretty cool, but she can only prevent heart damage on on peril encounters. The rogue we had issues with in the last game. And she's very agility focused, but not strength focused. The warrior is very strength focused, has 2 agility and 1 mana. When she descends, she can heal 2 damage. And we can store heroic die for each damage she takes. So, those are the base game ones. And we have, of course, Kaliana, and Fanatic, and Witch. And then the Forest of Shadows ones. I don't even remember which ones I've played on stream, because I play a lot of games. But the Hunter is one of my favorites, though. And this does fulfill 3 strength, 3 agility. Those are the more important ones. Heroic feat, spend 1 time to place a heroic 4 or 3 times to place a heroic 6 on any challenge box, ignoring shield icons. Cannot be used on the boss, but can be used on any encounter in the dungeon. A free heroic 4, or I shouldn't say free, but 1 time for a heroic 4, versus having to gamble that I'll roll at least a 4. Her skill, Wolf Companion, increase a non-heroic die by 2, can be used on the boss, and this can help us get to 6s a little more easily. Missing number says Hunter has good stats. Hey, that was the one I just had. Okay, so that's the one that is the contender right now. Slayer is strong on agility. Stores a heroic die when she completes a combat encounter, but cannot be used on the boss. Spend 1 agility to increase a strength and a mana die by 2 each, which will help us get 6s, but do need a little more strength. Now, of course, as we play through the dungeon, we can get skills and items that will help, but having a good base to start with will help. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Hunter. And of course, we're gonna go with the healing focus. And so we have 3 strength, 3 agility, 1 mana. So Force Bolt would spend a mana to get a strength or agility, which we're already strong with. Precision, spend an agility to increase another of my dice by this dice value. Spend 1 strength to gain a 4 of any type, which is usually heroic, unless there's some other reason to use something else. For peril encounters, increase 1 of your dice by 1 for consistency in those. Double strike, spend 1 strength die to gain 2 3s in strength, which I could then spend to turn into a heroic 3. As long as I have a die that's pretty weak, I could get 2 3s, and that could help against the boss to turn like a 1 into a 6. Inventiveness, an automatic skill of choosing a peril option would cost more than 1 time, reduce it to 1 time, so it makes it a little more able to choose the weaker, or not weaker, the more costly, easy options. And then the Piercing Blast skill, which I was talking about previously, 3 mana to reduce the difficulty of each shield box by 1. Since we're not in Yeti's Cavern, I don't really need that one as much. Or 1 agility to re-roll up to 3 of my dice. And then we're back to the beginning. The ones that struck out to me were Precision and True Strike, I think. Maybe not Double Strike, because True Strike would be strictly better than Double Strike if my goal was to get a heroic die. So either gain a 4 of any type, or increase another of my dice by this die's value, and I think I want to go with Precision because that can make me get to the 6s a little more easily. We do have a lot of 6s on this side that we have to deal with. So I'm going to go with Precision there. Other thing to consider, do I want a standard or a hybrid deck? I've not actually played with a hybrid deck. I'm going to stick with standard because I'm boring. And then what kind of potion do I want? Healing. I actually kind of prefer using Cure because this makes me more willing to use other potion skills. Heal 1 damage whenever a potion... there's a word for this. Potion token is used or gained. And then we have the secondary potion, increase 2 dice by 1 each. That's Aid or Antidote before you roll to resist poison. This one's useless in a standard deck. Fortune, choose a value, reroll all your dice of that value. Rewind, discard the encounter card, ignore all consequences. So 8 is probably the best, I'd say. I'm wary of rerolls. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cure and Aid with Precision. Should hopefully get us consistent dive rolls. Alright, now it's been 17 minutes. Let's actually start a game. Spend extra time. Explore. And then spend extra time and go in this door. And we have the Bandit. Dodge, making a heroic die uses 3 dice, not 2. And this is a quite loaded thing. So we were having this discussion last week about when should you flee. Because I tend to be a fraidy cat, and I always flee if it's like, I don't think I could do this encounter without getting consequences. But you have to consider whether facing this encounter immediately, like my rule that I mentioned last week, if you face this encounter, do you expect to have more than 2 time in consequences by facing it? Bearing in mind that we have a 3 strength, 3 strength dice, 3 agility dice, 1 mana die, and we have our heroic feat that we can use to place a 4 on any square. We can ignore shield icons, but there's no shield icons to worry about. We do have the Wolf Companion that can increase a non-heroic die by 2, but we don't have any heroics unless we spend for it, which is very expensive. And the Precision skill, which we can use to increase another of my dice by this dice value. So, do I expect to be able to cover enough to avoid enough consequences? I certainly have to roll high enough numbers with strength. I have 2 strength squares that are both 5, and if I can't cover either one, I will spend 3 time and 1 health. But the combination of Aid and Era and Precision means that I can almost certainly get at least one of those covered. The more worrisome aspect is the agilities, because I will certainly not be able to cover all of them. I only have 3 agility dice. And if I have my 2 strength dice covering the 5s, then I'll have 1 strength and 1 mana left over that I cannot use to make a heroic die. So I can only ever cover at most 3 of these, and this 8 I will almost certainly not be covering, because if I cover the 8, then I can only ever at most cover 1 other square, which means probably covering a 3, leaving the 4 here exposed and the other 3 open. So, at best, we can cover the 8, a 3, and the 2 5s, leaving the 3 and 4 open. So the consequences at that time will be 1 time and 1 heart. That's at best. And remember that I need to roll good enough numbers to support this. And if I use Precision, then I can't really I won't have 3 agility dice anyway. The loot we have here, I'm going very detailed today for some reason. I guess my New Year's resolution is to be very detailed in one-deck dungeon games. The item is 1 mana die, which certainly our mana is the lowest number, but we picked this dungeon and this character because we don't need mana as much. Hey, Janagro. The skill, spend 1 agility to roll 2 strength dice, effectively giving us a strength item that actually takes 1 mana or 1 agility away, although I don't have it. Have the thing. I'm usually wary of skills that involve rolling dice. I would prefer fixed number skills or 3 experience, and certainly getting to 6 experience gives me a heroic die, so experience is actually worth considering. But all this to say, I think I will flee this encounter. I forgot about the whole you spend 1 extra time at the start of each turn in this analysis. But I think it's independent of the reasoning, because if I come back later, yeah, I guess I'm spending an extra time. So yeah, 3 time, and we're going to have worse than 3 time. That was a lot of words for the flee button. Yes. Very, very talkative today, I guess. All right. The rune puzzle. And this is also not a good encounter here. If I decipher it, I will not cover anything, most likely. Because I only have 1 mana die. I have to roll at least a 5 to cover something. If I roll a 5, I prevent 1 heart 1 time. If I roll a 6, I prevent 1 heart in 3 times. Either way, I'm taking 1 heart of damage. And in the destroy it option, I have to get the 5 covered. Well, I don't have to get the 5 covered, but if I can't get the 5 covered, then I probably can't get the 11 covered unless I roll a 4/4/3. Or 11 on 1, yeah. And my skills don't help here. I do have opening shot, though. Let's not forget about this. I actually forgot about it in the previous analysis, but anyway. I can spend 1 time to place a 4, or I could spend 3 times to place a 6. I could place a 6 on the 5, I guess, and then I only have to focus on getting the 11, but I think it's probably better to place a 4 here, and then I have to get a 5, and then 7 across 2 dice, which I might, like, it's going to be tricky to get, but we might be able to pull it off. At the very least, we should hopefully get 7 on 3 dice, because if I don't, that means I rolled all 2s and 1s. Or I rolled a 1, 2, 3. Or a 4, 1, 1. Or I lost the die somehow. Also, you have to excuse me, because I'm actually recovering from a cold, as I mentioned last week. I will enter, I will destroy, I will opening shot. I will spend 1 time to cover the 4. Yeah, and automatically placed it because I can't place it on the 5 anyway. And I roll a 5, 5, 6. Oh, guess what? I did not even need to use the heroic skill. I was going to cover everything anyway. Oh well. Alright, so the reward here. Hey, John, how are you doing tonight? You get a strength die, which will give me 4 strengths. And well, it won't really help with the bandit that's out there. A potion, which clarity, reroll all your 1s and 2s and roll a heroic die. This will give me a potion token. Or I could take 2 experience. And I would probably, I don't think I want to take the 2 experience because it doesn't really help too much. In order to fill this out, I would need to get a 4 or 2 2s, but at that point, I probably would just want an extra die. The skill, or the clarity potion, can certainly help with bad rolls. But I don't know. I kind of avoid potions unless they're exceptionally good. And there are some that are exceptionally good. Clarity can certainly help with the whole, I did a terrible thing, I rolled all 1s and 2s, I need to re-roll everything, but in my experience, when I re-roll a 1, I get a 1 again. It makes me mad, so I'm going to skip that. And of course, you know, I'm looking for something. When I say every time I roll a 1, or re-roll a 1, I get a 1 again, I'm ignoring all the times where I re-rolled a 1 and got a 6. That's human nature, though. But it does feel like re-rolling doesn't work out too well. The things you need the clarity for the most already, or the things you need clarity for the most, already throw away the 1s, yes. Alright, the force wall, and this is exceptionally awful. This is actually a 4 experience thing. The skill, spend an agility die to prevent up to 2 time. And the item is a mana and a heart, but I'm at my item limit, so I'll be replacing my sword with a mana, which doesn't help with the bandit. Blasting through is probably not what we want to do, because we would automatically take 4 hearts of damage in 2 time. Climb around, we'd spend 3 time, and then I have the same situation as before, where I have to roll 11 with 2 dice and 5 with 1 die. If I resign myself to not covering this 5, and because we're in Hydra's Reef, or no, it's the other dungeon for that's an issue. I don't know, I don't think, I guess I could go for the 4 experience. It would be a lot of time I'd spend on this though, but if I flee, I spend an extra 2 time to have to deal with this later. And then the extra time because of Hydra's Reef, so it's basically equivalent to just climbing around to begin with, so we'll do it. We got lucky last time, we'll get lucky this time. 533. Unfortunately, is not good enough unless I used aid. I could only do 10 there and 5 there, which will give me 2 hearts and 4 time, or I could put the 5 there and have 1 heart and 1 time. And I think I don't want to use the potion because I would rather use the potion if I have damage to heal as well as dire circumstances. Plus, when I level up, I'll gain a potion token I can use to heal that anyway, so we'll take the experience now. I've tried to figure out various ways. Like, so leveling up in this game, leveling from 1 to 2 is very strong because you get a heroic die. Level 1, you don't have that heroic die, and it makes everything feel really hard. Going from 1 to 2, you get that heroic die. 2 to 3, you don't get the heroic die, but you can get more items and skills. Certainly going from 3 to 4, you get an extra heroic die, but you have to get 10 experience at that point. So I've been trying to figure out, like, is it better to just take experience sometimes when you're at level 1 so you can get to level 2 faster, or should I just keep getting items and skills so that, should I keep getting items and skills so that I don't run into a terrible fight that I can't win or something? Anyway, we have the boulder, and this skill, Valor, it's an automatic skill, or a free skill, I guess is the better word. Roll a heroic die, used on combat encounters and on the boss. A very powerful skill, I think. The item is again a mana and a heart, and the experience is 4 experience. The problem, though, is that well, I guess I could run past it. I have 3 agility, or no, I can't. Well, I could place a 6 with the opening shot. I really want that skill. If I flee, I spend 3 time, blah, 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 blah. I'm definitely not slowing time. If I run past it and I place a 6, I spend 3 time to place the 6. Or if I spend 1 time to place the 4, there's 10 here and 5 there, which means I'd have to roll 5, 5, 5, or yeah, like 5, 5, 5 at the bare minimum, or 5, 6, 4, I guess would also work. Or if I resign myself to the 5 again, yeah. I could draw with the 3 time thing. And then I'd have to get an 8 here and a 5 here. Yeah. I'm greedy. I want that skill, though. I've had 3 decent rolls, so it means I'm due for a bad roll, but it's actually fine because I covered everything. So now I have the heroic die. Woo! Do I want to go for the bandit now? Contrary to where I was previously, I now have an extra strength die and a heroic die. Does that change any of the analysis that we had before? That's the question. Well, we do have the arrow skill that we've yet to use because we haven't had a combat yet. And precision, but that uses an agility, and the agilities are all very kind of concentrated. I think we're still at the situation where I have too many squares that I need agilities for. But I guess if I sacrifice that 4, we'll spend 1 time. If I sacrifice this 5, I spend an extra 2 times, so all I have to do is try to avoid the hearts. And the hearts aren't really too costly. Like, if I ignore this 3, I take 1 time. If I ignore those 1 heart, if I ignore this 1 3, I take 1 heart. If I ignored both these 3s, I get 2 hearts. But if I can cover everything else, then 2 hearts damage is okay. Alright, I'm doing it. I do have this, but if I spend one time to place a 4 covering this 4, then it's like a wash. Like, I'm literally spending the consequence to cover this square, which is dumb. I think I'm just not going to use it. Roll the dice. Terrible agility rolls. Roll Valor. Got a 5. I could increase one of my dice by 2. One of the heroic dice. Well, the strength is covered right now. And I can cover the 8. If I increase this one by 2, I can cover a 3. I do have a 5 that's floating around. And if I use aid, I can increase these by 1, convert to a heroic die, and then I can actually cover the other 3. And I'll heal my health, and then I'll have no consequences. But I guess right now I'm only taking 1 heart of damage, so is it even worth it? I could also try converting this to... Let's see, if I convert this to a 2 right now, that doesn't really do me anything. I could increase another die by 2, but that doesn't do me anything. I could put those there. Frees up this 6, but that doesn't do anything. I can convert this to a heroic 2 and increase that by 2, but that doesn't do me anything. Paralyzed by analysis. Indeed. I think, though, really, I think I'm willing to take... What was the order? This was not the order. This was the order. I think I'm willing to take 1 heart of damage and save the potion token. Because when I level up, I'll get a potion token and I'll heal anyway, so I'll just deal with it. So I could take the mana die, or I could take the experience, which gives me a heroic die, which is a little, like, actually strictly better. Or I get the backstab skill, which replaces a heroic die, or a agility die with 2 strengths. I think I'm going to take the experience just to level up. And oh look, I healed. Okay. So now we're at level 2. Oh boy, this guy. I am definitely not fighting you, he says, and then he pauses a bit. Well, I mean, I have 2 heroics. I have 4 strength dice. But if I lose this encounter, then I take a lot of damage. Is it even that useful? Brute force, brute force though isn't really that. Discard any number of value 5 dice to gain that many strength 6s. I don't really like discarding 5s. And I've been trying to avoid mana items and I keep finding mana items. The 4 experience is good, yeah. I mean, if I flee this encounter, I'm not fighting it. So, like, do I want to just tempt fate? Well, if I can't cover the 12 and the 9, I'm taking 5 hearts of damage and I die. So I think I'm just going to flee. I think that's definitely not something I want to try. But if I had an invisibility potion, I would probably use it there. Alright. The Beetle. If any armor boxes are empty, discard this instead of looting. The skill is Crushing Blow, which is a very powerful skill. Spend a strength die to gain a strength 6. When danger rears its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled. Alright, we're gonna fight this one. I think we have enough dice. I'm gonna use my heroic feat if I anticipate not staying on this floor any longer. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm gonna spend 2 time at the start of the next turn, an extra time because of Hydra's Reef. So this doesn't matter at all. But I probably don't want to spend 3 time because that will automatically give me a heart of damage. I can cover a 4, disregarding shields. Well, if and I guess the technical word is armor. If I don't cover an armor, this card gets discarded. So I'm going to cover an armor. And I don't think that was the one I wanted to cover, though. Or is it? I mean, my mana, I hopefully roll at least a 3, and then I don't have to worry about the mana. The agility, I only have 3 dice. Yeah, I mean, I obviously have Valor, and yeah, I'll just do that. Alright. Come on, mana, be a 3. It's a 2! I do have an agility 1 that's not doing anything. I can cover that 3. Oh, let's do Valor, by the way. Gets me a 6. Beautiful. I think that's it then. Yeah, definitely it. Precision on that. Cover the 4, cover the 6, cover the 3. Beautiful. Didn't even need the heroic skill. Now, if I stay on this floor, I will take 1 heart of damage, but I can peer at 1 extra encounter card. I'm still not fighting the ogre. I'm going to stay on this floor because I'm still pretty light on... That was an interesting visual thing. I'm still pretty light on items and skills. We've had too much time loss. Arrow Wall. So bearing in mind, none of these skills can come into play. My heroic feat can, though. And I'm probably not going to stay on the floor once again, but if I do Magic Shield, I mean, obviously I also have the heroic die now, which is a big difference. Magic Shield, I'll spend 1 time, but I lose 2 dice, and if I use my heroic feat, then I'll take a heart of damage. If I rush through, I have to do 5 more total, but I get 2 more dice, and I can use my heroic feat. So I think rush through is decidedly, and before I even answer this, is it even worth doing? Well, I'll get a strength die, or I can dodge, which can prevent hearts. I don't have a lot of agility dice, though, and if I take the item, I get way more strengths, but wasn't strength the thing I needed to worry most about? Yeah. So I guess that's fine. Plus it works well with Crushing Blow, because I'll be more likely to roll a useless strength die that I could place in the Crushing Blow. Yeah, we'll definitely enter, we'll definitely rush through. Even though I'm not really rushing through this stream, I guess, but I'll just rush through, no problem. You roll a 2, 2, 3, 6, which is enough, because all I needed is a 7 with the non-5 die. And now I will descend. I took a heart of damage to get an extra strength die. Was it worth it? Oh, this thing again. This time we get a mana die or a mana potion, literally mana potion. Spend 1 potion token to roll 3 mana dice. And if I'm not really focusing too much on mana, I might just want to take the potion. But I do have room for 1 more item. Yeah, I will rush through. Now this time we have an extra armor 3 here that I need to worry about. I think though I still want to put the 4 on the 11. Because if I put it here and I can't cover the 11, it's not necessarily guaranteed I'll be able to cover the 5 anyway. If I put the 4 here, I could probably cover the 3 and then be able to cover, I don't know. I'll put it there. I don't think it really is going to make too much of a difference. Alright, well, there's a 5, there's a 4, and then there's not enough to get that covered, so 3 heart and 2 time is worse than 1 heart 1 time. And I need to spend 2 aids in order to get that fixed, so we'll just take the heart of damage and the 1 time. Hello, Rune1145. Hello and welcome. I'll take the potion because this will heal me, and this mitigates the need to actually have mana dice. Or mana items, rather. Oh boy, the Phantom. Immediately discard all 1s and 3s rolled. But if I win, I get triple strike for a skill, which spends 3 strength dice to gain a strength 5, agility 5, and mana 5, and then make one of them a 6. Or I can get 1 agility die and an extra heart, or 4 experience, but triple strike is very tempting. Now the problem is, I don't need mana in this fight, which is fine, but if I roll any 1s or 3s, then they're lost dice. And I have to roll lots of 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s, and currently my consequence total is at 9 hearts and 3 time. But yeah, let's do it. I'll cover the agility 4, I think, because we have fewer agility dice. Now, if I get 1s and 3s here, they're bad. And I have at least 1 1 and 1 3. Yep, those are discarded. Alright, Valor has to be done. And it's saved. I can get a Strength 6. I can increase one of my dice by 2, which I'll do on a Strength, so I can cover the 4 shield, or the 4 armor, technically. And then I have, let's see. This 2 is not doing anything, so it could be used for precision. The 6 is almost certainly going on a strength 6. This agility is almost certainly going on that 6. This 5 is almost certainly going on the one that does 2 hearts. This 5 going on something that does a heart and a time. Currently I'm dying, but I still have a precision, and I still have this heroic 4. If I use aid, and this might be a good time to use aid, because I'll be able to increase this 2 and this 2, or this 4 and this 2. Precision I will almost certainly be using on this. And then if I use aid, I can cover these 2, and I'll take only 1 heart of damage, but I'll have healed 1 heart, so it's about equal. And now I get triple strike. Yay! So yeah, strategic use of potions, not just using it when you're about to take consequences, but weighing the consequences versus the gain you get from it. Big skill. Speaking of skills, every time we use a skill in this fight, spend 1 time. Shadow. And we have a 10 agility shield here. 3 sets of mana here that I have to deal with. Several 5s and a 3. I mean, these are always going to be here in combat encounters. But in addition to those, we have a 5 strength and a 3, 4, 5 mana. Now we do have triple strike, but if I use it, I spend 1 time. So it's not worth using it if all I'm going to do is put it on a space that has a consequence of 1 time. But, I mean, this is probably a fine fight, though, because, I mean, if I flee, I mean, yeah. And if I come back to this fight later, I'll have basically spent 3 time waiting to do this fight. But if I use 3 skills and spend 3 time, yeah. Now, if I use my opening shot, I spend 8 time. But certainly we don't have enough manas. So probably we'll cover the 4. This will spend 1 time, which basically balances that out, but I'll save 1 heart. I haven't used the 6 part of that yet, but I feel like the 3 time is very expensive. Lots of 1s, or lots of 2s rather. Every skill I use spends a time. But I think triple strike is worth it. Because I get 3 5s, and I can increase 1 of these. And I don't know whether it's worth doing it anyway. So the mana, I'm definitely covering the 3 and the 5. So I don't need to increase that 5. The strength covers the 2 5s that are there, so I don't need to worry about that. So I guess the agility is the only one that makes sense. But the problem is that it doesn't help cover anything extra. But nonetheless, I mean, those are covered and those are covered, so the only other issue is covering the remainder. And hopefully I can cover everything else with just this, but as you can see, I'm too short. If I move this 3 over, I can cover everything, except I'll take 1 heart of damage. If I use aid, I will prevent the 1 heart of damage, and I will heal. So that's basically... I'm too short with a +2 skill showing. Oh, you're right. Yeah. 1 time versus 1 heart. Yeah, 1 time definitely. I forgot about era. So that is what we do. I have to remove those though, and this has to be on a non-heroic die. Wait, that doesn't help though. Undo that. I think I don't want to increase that one. I want to increase the 2. No. I'm exactly too short, which means I need to increase exactly 1 that will cover the 3 or the 5 exactly. The problem is, though, that I can't do that. Oh, this 3 can go there already. Okay. No, we're fine. Because I can increase that 1. Okay. Because I forgot I had a 3. Cover. There we go. Heroism. Change 2 of your non-heroic dice to be 6s. I think this is what I want because, hello, I no longer need to worry about 6s on the boss fight anymore. So, I'll take that. Obviously, I need to make sure that I keep a potion to use for that, but hey. Plague Rat, the smaller cousin of the Sentinels Plague Rat. Swarm, X equals 4 per open door, including this one. Lots of agilities, lots of strengths, but very little mana, which is excellent when I only have that one. And I have my heroic, I have my valor, and my item will give me an agility, which is good. I don't need flame weave. I'm at my skill limit anyway. And I have charging or crushing blow and era and precision, so I think we can do this. That's the factory environment Plague Rat. Do I want to use opening shot? I might be able to get away without using it this time. I could certainly just place it on the armor, and I don't have to worry about covering the armor. But I feel like, I mean, we have the extra mana die, we have 2 extra strengths. Triple Strike will probably be utilized then, and that will give me a 5 agility and a 5 mana that can be utilized with the remaining mana to cover something, unless that mana die is awful. So I think I'm going to skip it and save the time. If I roll terribly, though, obviously that is a poor decision. But these 3 go towards Triple Strike. I have to cover that 4, but I could use Era on that. I'll change my mind in a second, probably. But we do have that good heroic. I also have Valor that I should use. Probably should have used Valor before I used Era, because I might want to increase the heroic die instead, but this seems very good. I don't even need to use Triple Strike. Triple Strike would work, but I could just get the heroic die. Alright, good fight. Get the agility. Doing very well on this floor thus far. Now to try to start thinking about leveling up, because we're maxed on items and skills. Bear traps. None of these. I already have the potion. I don't need mana. So the 2 experience. To get the 2 experience, I either spend 3 time or I run through. Probably gonna run through because I could use opening shot just to cover the difference. I have 4 agility die plus the heroic. That's 5 dice. And my opening shot, which is probably gonna go there. So I think we're gonna run through. It's like rushing through, but we're running through this time. And worst comes to worst, I have heroism. Okay. I mean, aid will also increase the die by 1, but why would I increase the die by 1 when I can turn it into a 6 instead? Have to cover the shield. And currently 1 heart and 1 time. But the 1 time doesn't really matter because I'll still be on this floor the next turn anyway without taking the extra heart of damage. So I'm just going to end the encounter. It is going to mean I can't really use opening shot without taking the consequence, but that's fine. Yeah, we're very well set up currently, but any bad roll could end it. I mean, we do have lots of potion tokens, though, so it's very unlikely to get to that point. Alright. We have a strength, but would prefer to take the experience, and we have a skill, but these are excellent skills. Disenchant spends too much time. Dodge them. This is a worse fight than last time, but I think, though, I can't use my opening shot without taking a heart of damage, but I do have heroism. Or I could just place a 6. I will take the heart of damage, but I'll place a 6. Yeah. I shouldn't be spending as much time or using my hearts as freely as I am, but I have lots of potion tokens that need to be used, and this is a pretty poor roll, but I can at least cover the 3. And that can't be increased with heroism. So if I do use heroism, and this should be used here, this covers the remainder. So I used the potion. I don't know if it was necessarily a good trade, but I mean, it helps me level up, and I'll get the potion back, so. And we're gonna descend now. For surezies. Alright, now Poison Aura is in play. All heroic die are decreased by 1 after rolling and checking other effects. And mana, we need to get a 5. Or we can get a heroic die to be a 5, but with Poison Aura, that's less likely. But we do have Triple Strike. And for the Peril encounters, we have an extra 5 armor. The skeleton. If any boxes are empty, spend 2 time. We get the clarity potion, which we had discussed previously, re-rolling all the 1s and 2s. And the item we already have, or I mean, we could get another thing. This doesn't help me level up though. And I have to cover a lot of mana squares now with weaker heroic dice. And I need to utilize my strengths pretty well. I could use my opening shot to cover the mana 4 here, though. I mean, what am I worried about? I have triple strike. Triple strike beats all. And then that heroic drops by 1, and this heroic drops by 1. So probably want to, or no, if we're going to use triple strike, I should not do that. This one's certainly going to go towards either crushing blow or triple strike. If I do triple strike, it'll almost be certainly with those 2. Although we do have a floating agility 2, but I guess that could be thrown into precision. We have an increase of 2 somewhere where it's needed. A 5 here, a 5 there. And triple strike will give me a mana 5 and an agility 5, and the strength 5 that could be increased to a 6. So I would still need to cover the agility 3. Cover that shield, of course, so actually I can cover these squares directly. The agility 3 can be covered, and that 3 can be covered, so then yes, triple strike is the answer. Increase the strength. Although technically it would be better to increase something else and then throw that strength into crushing blow, or even better yet, throw the agility 2 and the agility 4 into a heroic 2 and put that into crushing blow, but I don't need to for this fight. But that is something to consider. But at the very least, if I do get if I do level up too much, if I get a 3 now, I will at least keep a 2 underneath, because I won't need to remove it. And if I get a 4, I could probably keep a 3 underneath, but the game does it automatically, so I don't know how it makes those decisions. Is it even an option here? No, it's not. Okay. Another ogre. Hello. Is this worth fighting this time? This gives me 4 experience. Lots of agility needs to be covered, but I mean, we have like way more skills and dice than we had the first time around. Chaotic Aura also is an amazing skill. There's another skill somewhere. I wonder if it's over here somewhere. I don't see it. Can I see what's in the deck still? No. I don't know where else it would be. There's another amazing skill that changes all dice, or any or all dice rather, so you can change any number of your dice to be 4s. Combine that with Chaotic Aura, you can change a bunch of dice to 4s, and then increase them to 6s. It's amazing. But this requires mana, so we're definitely not using that skill this time. I would certainly be taking the experience, because then I'll keep 3 experience points left over. But the actual question is, can I do this fight? I mean, we have lots of strength and triple strike. That will sacrifice a lot of the strength, though, but it will certainly mitigate the 5s over here. Crushing Blow gives me a 6. That can help mitigate the big numbers we need. We have Heroics, we have Era, we have Precision. So I'm going to take a massive gamble here, but if worst comes to worst, we have Heroism, we have Aid. But if this is where I die, this is where I die. Do I want to place a 6? I don't want to cover this 4 because that's the same time. It's the same cost as just taking the penalty. In fact, I could just leave that 4 uncovered and just consider that the penalty. Do I want to cover a 6 though? Because I have to cover, let's see, 27 over here across many dice. So I think I'm going to place a 4 on the 9. So now I only need a 5 there to cover that. Oh my gosh, look at those 6s. Oh yeah, and the heroics get reduced, but... Okay, well, there's a 5. There's a 4. Might change my mind on that later. These agilities are not too exciting, but that 3 can cover that. I don't have a strength 5, but I can certainly cover that 6. I can cover that 12 right now. Of course, this means triple strike is a bit weird, but I mean, this can turn into a heroic 1. I have this remaining strength 1. I can use Era on this 3, so it should be used there. This heroic could go into triple strike. This gives me a 5/5/5. The strength can go here. The agility can go there, and I will have an extra mana die is the problem. So I guess this 3 is not doing anything then. And I could increase the agility to a 6 to cover that. Well, let's start there and see what we do. Get that, increase the agility, cover the remaining squares. We're taking 2 heart and 1 time right now. So is there a better way to deal with this? Well, we still have Era, and certainly using Era, oh, I can't use it on the heroic. And everything else is tightly covered, so I can't do anything better with that. If I use mana, I will have 3 extra mana dice. I can convert 1 to a heroic to put in a crushing blow to cover that 5. That will stop a heart and will stop a time. Move the 6 to the 5. Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay. No, that's definitely better. You're right. Because that's the worst consequence. Okay, so now I'm taking 2 hearts of damage. Mana will give me a 6. I can cover that. Covering this 5 is going to be a tall order, but I'll have 2 extra mana dice. I can convert to a heroic. I could use Era. I can't use Era on that. I keep forgetting. So the question is, do I want to take the 2 hearts of damage and save my potions, or do I want to use a potion, heal a heart, and prevent a heart? And then I will be at... I'll be at 2 hearts then, so I'll be at the same health in exchange for 1 potion. So it's essentially healing 2 then. And I guess that's worth it. And so mana will definitely cover the strength 6, and it has a small chance of covering the agility 5. So I'm going to use mana in this instance. In fact, we have covered the agility 5. Yay! Because I can do this. Yay! Perfect. Useful potion use. Level up. I heal and I save the 3 experience. Great. So now I feel like I want to try to level up again because leveling to level 4 gives me another heroic die. But certainly anything that gives me strength or mana, or agility rather, or something exceptionally exciting. Shimmer Blast is not exceptionally exciting, no. And this is a straight up strength die, so I guess it's worth doing. I have 5 strength and the heroic, that's 6 total. Bash open or pick the lock. Well, if I pick the lock, I roll 1 fewer die. So I think I'm gonna bash it open and then use the heroic skill. And I'll put this on the 11 in hopes that I roll a 3, which I did. And then I have to cover the 5. And that's enough to cover that. If I use heroism, I can cover the 5 there. Actually, I would have to cover... Yeah, I cover all of that. But I will take the Hyrda damage in the time. And I'll take the strength die. Because I do need a lot of strength to deal with Crushing Blow and Triple Strike effectively. This thing, again, Pit of Spikes. Dexterity, spend an agility to gain an agility 6. Or it's another strength die, or it's 3 experience. Certainly want to do that. Climb around, I'll spend 3 time. Jump over, I have 5 dice. Lots of things I have to cover, so I'm just going to climb around. Very costly time expense. I'm not going to use my heroic feat this time. Oh no, the heroic 1 was reduced to a heroic 0. Actually, if that did happen, that would be pretty bad. Alright. Do I want to just get the heroic or the strength, or do I want that dexterity skill? Do I need agility that strongly? I do need an agility 6. So I guess if I get that skill, I don't need to worry about the agility anymore. And the mana, I'm almost certainly utilizing heroism for, so now I'm mainly focused on the strength. So I'll take that. We'll explore. Now the problem is, if I stay on this floor, I will take 1 heart of damage. Am I strong enough to face the boss now, or... Well, I guess if I am strong enough, it wouldn't hurt to explore 1 more round. If I'm not strong enough, then facing the boss would be a death anyway. Taking 1 extra heart of damage isn't going to change that. I am pretty strong though, but I want maybe to try to get... I mean, obviously I can't level up at this point without taking exorbitant damage, but I'm going to take a chance on a door. Force wall. This is actually pretty bad. I mean, it gives me a strength item. Okay. Crushing Fist, I don't care about. For experience isn't going to help me. So the strength and the heart, I mean, the only means of really doing that is to climb around, because I do not have enough dice for blast through. If I climb around, I'll take an extra heart of damage. And then I have 4 + 1 dice to cover the 11, 5, 3, 3. I'll certainly be using opening shot. But at worst, I'll have to use a potion to mitigate whatever bad dice rolls I have, which means I'll have one fewer potion for the boss, all to get one extra strength die. I think I'm actually going to flee here because I think the risk of doing the encounter is worse than the risk of not getting the reward. If I end up losing to the boss, this is where I lost to the boss. Alright, now for the boss. Alright, 5s. And an agility 6, and the heroic 6. Valor for a 2. So we'll place the 6 there. I'm almost certainly going to use a 6 there. This mana 3, currently not doing anything, but hopefully we can use it there. This heroic 2 could be used in many avenues. The agility we're very good on. I just need to get the 5 from triple strike. Or I use dexterity, which I might as well do, and now I'm good with agility. Alright, fantastic. So do I need to use triple strike? Because bear in mind that using triple strike means that I spend 3 strength die to get only 1 strength in return, and I obviously have like those 2 strength 1s there and this heroic 2, so I guess it is worth doing it because that will give me a strength 5, which is equal to where I was before. So we'll do that. Increase one of these by 1. I think I'm going to increase the strength. But I might change my mind on that because, as we can see, that number is weird and this number is weird. It's actually a pretty bad set of numbers to have to deal with because I have to either get 8 extra strength here or I need to get 3 here and 3 here, which are both difficult to attain. And this isn't really floating around too well. Era isn't going to help with the strength right now because it will only increase one of them by 1. Crushing Blow will increase one of them by 1. So that's not good enough. Precision isn't going to help with the strength. So my strength situation is pretty awkward. So let's undo the triple strike decision and see if there's a better decision to have been made there. Because I said I increased a strength die by 1, but that didn't actually help. So triple strike was there. Alright, and these were the dice we used towards that. Replace the 5 with a 2. Since I was 3 over on that one. Okay. Wait. Yeah, because I'm going to put a 5 there from triple strike anyway. That's not going to help. I mean, so there's 20 there. I now need to get 13 there. And that's there. I can sacrifice that 6. I'll take 2 hearts of damage. I'll survive. The 13 I certainly need to figure out how to deal with. If I increase the mana by 1, I can actually cover the 6, but that doesn't really help. But what does that do for me? Place the 5 there. Now I need to get an 8. Yeah, that's not going to work. I can get a heroic thing and then increase it to a 6. But that doesn't help. Mana could help, though. Before I decide on mana, though, is there an alternative here? I think mana's probably fine, though, because I have enough potions. I just have to do 2 perfect rounds. Just 2 perfect rounds. Yeah, because right now all I need to do is have mana give me anything. Actually, it doesn't even matter what mana gives me. Because then I can get a heroic die that converts to a strength 6. I can also move that 6 there. And that does it. Can Crushing Blow help? We were just talking about that. Now remember the rule on Hydra. Before placing damage, remove 1 damage from Hydra for each uncovered skull. So I would have to cover all the skulls in the next round to defeat him in the next round. If I leave 1 uncovered, he would be at 3 health. He'll be down to 2, and then I'll deal him 2 damage. He'll be up to 4. And so the game will last 1 more round. But if I don't cover it, I'll also take 3 hearts damage, so it's exceptionally costly. So I kind of want to do this in 2 rounds, if possible. I might want to use the mana potion though, just because this will put me at 1 health, which means in the next round I can cover all of these and then leave 1 uncovered. Since I'm guaranteed to do this with the mana potion this round, but next round I might not be able to. Right? So, what did I do though? Because that's not exactly the same as where I was. I need to get a strength 6. Yeah, so mana does that. So this decision is final now that the results are seen. Get the heroic, get the strength 6, put that there. End round. Excellent. Let's do this again. Not as good of a strength roll, but everything, all those ones can go into triple strike right now. We have an agility 6. Let's use Valor. Valor gives me a 3. I mean, the agility I don't really even care about because dexterity, but okay. And dexterity will actually cover that, and that is required to do, so we'll do that. I mean, I'll have an extra 5 floating around by triple strike, but we can try to use that in a effective manner. Triple strike. Increase 1 of these by 1. So again, increasing his strength is counterintuitive because currently a 5/4/4 covers the 13. And increasing that to a 6 doesn't help cover the 19. If I put that 3 there, that's 10. And then a 6/4 would do it though. It was another alternative, but the 13's already covered. If I increase this mana to a 6, I cover a mana 6, and then I can save Era for a strength die. So mana is the answer. And then cover the 13. And now all I need to do to win is to cover the 19. So. And then use Era on the strength 4. I need to get 7 more! Ow. Well, that's okay, because we have mana! Yeah, because that doesn't help at all. But if I convert that to a strength 6, I only need 1 more number to win. And mana does that. Interesting, I don't think I used heroism that much. But I can also cover the 6 there for overkill, and then I can put the heroic 4 there, and victory. Woo! We defeated the Hydra! We got 10 squares to show for it, yeah! The world is now safer thanks to you. 3 more dungeons remain in the gauntlet. Alright, so that took an hour, actually. And it was a full HP victory! Yeah! That was actually a very good, well-calculated dungeoneering. Alright, so if I put 4 of these into durability, I get an extra health. However, I could put, since circles can be covered by squares, I can put all of those into first aid, and so when I use a potion, heal 1 damage, so it basically uses the cure skill in addition to cure itself, which might be strictly better than durability. So I'm gonna undo, because the other option is to do that. Because having 1 extra health versus when you use a potion heal 1 damage, kind of equivalent. Not 100%, but kind of equivalent. I mean, yeah, if you have too many hearts, you die. Having an extra health prevents dying, yeah, but I mean... Anyway. I think I want to do that. And that leaves me with 2 other squares. So I think I will then throw that one into durability. Those 2, rather, into durability. So the next time that I do the gauntlet, I will now have an extra first aid thing going on when I use a potion heal 1 damage. Now I've been using, let me start over again. Hi, I'm Dolphin. Welcome to Dolphin's Life. I've been focusing a lot on the healing focus, that I've kind of neglected everything else, and certainly in the gauntlet you have to focus on 1 focus, because you have to do this in as few games as possible. But certainly, like, there are things to say about the other ones, like Aggression's Fearlessness is very exciting. Or having a 6th sense that you can use to discard an encounter you would never deal with could be exciting. When you replace an item, heal 1 damage. That's like a healing thing right there. Increase a heroic die by 1. That's exciting. Not too many things increase heroic dies immediately. Combat, though, isn't one I've liked too much, just staring at it. Reroll all your Strength 1s and Strength 2s presupposes that you have Strength 1s and Strength 2s. Gain a Heroic 3, only, like, Heroic 3s aren't really that good except for covering rectangles. Increase 1 of your dice by 1, yep, that's good and all. Dungeon isn't really too good because of all the peril things. Change a 5 into a 6 presupposes you have a 5. Knowledge, someone pointed out, is exciting because you roll a heroic die, but you also get that with fearlessness, so. But healing is the one that, like, I feel like each one of these are useful. Start each game with an extra potion means I have more options for potion usage. When you use a potion heal 1 damage means I'm more willing to take damage because I could use a potion to heal it more effectively. When you descend heal 1 damage, that means I could, if I'm at full health, stay on a floor a little longer because then my recovery skill will kick in and then I could get an extra item or skill or experience from that floor. Grit, after each boss round heal 1 damage, so makes you more likely to sustain yourself over bosses. So I feel like each of those healing talents are exciting, but every other focus has at least one thing that I look at and I say, am I really going to use that? Precision Strike is amazing. Use 2 dice to fill a small challenge box. I want to use that someday because I want to get my revenge on all of the single 6s that I've had to deal with that have screwed everything up. All right, lots of talking. Let's get to the other. Let's get out of this gauntlet menu. So we have Lich's Tomb, Minotaur's Maze, and Yeti's Cavern to deal with next time, but that's for next time. Let's get out of that. And let's open up some Sentinels. And yes, you are seeing a black screen right now because Sentinels is not actually open. Now Sentinels is open, but it's not playing music because of reasons. And now it's playing music. Huzzah! And the game has been updated on Twitch, so. Welcome to Viewer's Choice. Thank you all for your patience as we played One Deck Dungeon. Especially a very talkity One Deck Dungeon. Who wants to participate in Viewer's Choice? So the way that Viewer's Choice works, for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, I put that question out there in Chatland to make a list of people who want to participate. I make a list of names from the participants, and I ask the participants questions one by one, and in that manner you choose the game. It's a bit better than the free-for-all that we've had in the distant past at this point. So, the first question goes to Seamus. Are we playing a classic match or a team match? The answer to that question determines what the next question is. We're playing classic. So King Banhammer, choose the villain. Hank Royd, 3, 4, or 5 heroes. Rune, choose hero number 1. Missing number, choose hero number 2. Seamus, choose hero number 3, and then we wait for some choices. King Banhammer says Cosmotron. Cosmic Omnitron. Hangroid says 3 heroes. Rune 1145 says the Fanatic that has play the top card of the deck. That is Primordial's Fanatic. Her base power is Fanatic, deals herself 3 radiant damage. Play the top card of your deck. 1 hero may use a power. And Seamus, who was hero 3, chose Requital, Captain Cosmic, because we love the crazies. So we're waiting for missing numbers. Hero number 2. So let's see, what was the last question? Seamus. So then King Banhammer, choose the environment. And then Hankroid, standard, advanced, classic, or classic, what? No. Challenge or ultimate. Oh boy. King Banhammer chose both Cosmotron and Omnitron 4. He's angry. So we need hero number 2. And we need a difficulty. And if you choose ultimate, it's probably going to be a very short game. Not gonna lie. Advanced. Alright. We're at least not dealing with H being doubled. But on the front side, reduce damage dealt to devices by 1. On the reverse side, increase damage dealt by devices by 1. And this is an interesting advanced rule if one were to play with Luminary, who's unfortunately not in the game yet. And I guess we're playing a very Omnitron-y game because the choice for missing number was Omnitron. X or U? It's Omnitron in Omnitron versus Omnitron. Up to me. Alright. Well, reveal the top card of the deck, put into player into the trash, or not the in-cap side, that's not how variants work. Or until the end of your next turn, whenever one of your cards is destroyed, Omnitron-U deals 1 target 2 fire damage. Either play a card or move 1 equipment card from your trash to your hand. I love Omnitron-U. I'm gonna use Omnitron-U. So, Advanced Cosmic Omnitron versus Primordial's Fanatic, Omnitron-U, and Requital Captain Cosmic in Omnitron 4. Let's go. So this is, I don't know if it still is a thing or if it's a local thing. One of the gyms near my house, I know back in like the late 90s, early 2000s when my mom went there, the gym was named Omni. I don't know if it's still named Omni. I've not been there in forever. Last time I was there was when I was young enough to still have to go to daycare. But I guess this is the gym New Year's resolution here because we're doing the Omni fight. Going to the gym, the Omni gym. Alright. Power source unknown. Directive destroy. Repent! Turn back from thy evil ways before it is too late! Alright, Prime Warden's Fanatic is starting with a Chastise, Final Dive, Holy Nova, and Sacrosanct Martyr. Omnitron-U has an Innervation Ray, 2 Reactive Plating subroutines, and a Self-Sabotage. The fun thing about Self-Sabotage is that it destroys component cards, which actually works really well against Omnitron and in Omnitron 4. And Requital Captain Cosmic has a Construct Cataclysm, Dynamic Siphon, a Potent Disruption, and a Sustained Influence. The component we're starting with is the Electromagnetic Railgun. We're only starting with 1, because H equals 3. And the card plays are Interpolation Beam, and the Automaton Drone. And Fanatic's gonna hit herself anyway, so let's hit Cosmic. Exciting! Alright. Well, we have Sacrosanct Martyr, and in fact, Sacrosanct Martyr, in addition to base power, is enough to destroy the components. We do have Omnitron-U here with Self-Sabotage, but I think we will save that for a rainy day. I'm gonna Sacrosanct Martyr, deal myself 3 damage, play the top card of my deck, which destroys an ongoing whatever, I guess Interpolation Beam. This damage isn't gonna happen. Fanatic uses Sacrosanct Martyr, deals herself 5 damage. Have to do that many in order to actually deal 7 to Omnitron, but it does destroy the components. Now, the difficult thing about Omnitron 2, if there are no components in play, Omnitron flips, and when he flips, or when it flips, the rule on this side becomes whenever a drone enters play, play the top card of the villain deck. And so, this is especially terrible in Omnitron 4 because there are drones in the environment deck, and there are drones in his deck. Plus, he also has an end of turn damage. He deals the 1 hero target with the highest HP 2 energy damage, which is essentially, well, not exactly the Electromagnetic Railgun, probably more the Disintegration Ray. No, well, yeah, not quite the same thing, but it's basically a component of his own, so he basically has an automatic component that never gets destroyed, and he chains lots of card plays. So, you hadn't thought about that, or you wouldn't have stacked that way? Well, you know, it's kind of intentional with the Cosmic Omnitron. Regardless of what you say, I don't trust you. I have my eyes on you. But we can prevent his flipping a little more easily because we have a component right here that counts, and Omnitron 4 also has components. Granted, these components are not really too good. Resource Recycler is okay, except it could put drones from the environment trash into play, which will trigger the drone entering play effect, but it does mean he's a little more likely to be on his front side. The consequence, though, is that it's going to be a little harder to hit him, and he's still going to play an extra card, which could destroy things. And one of the things I've always disagreed about is how Omnitron is not a difficulty 1 villain. Cosmic Omnitron isn't rated difficulty 1, I think, if you check it, but I think that there are many terrible things in this deck. Destroying all ongoing cards and dealing each hero target 4 projectile damage is awful. Destroying all equipment cards and dealing damage based on the number of cards destroyed this way is awful. Terraforming, destroying all environment cards and playing extra cards is awful when it reveals those things. Plus the Electropulse Explosive that can deal 15 damage, and sometimes you're in situations where you can't deal any damage, and so this goes off for full damage, or even worse, the environment plays this before we start a turn phase, and yeah. There are many terrible cards in this deck. So I will say that he's definitely a simpler villain in terms of complexity, but he's not an easier villain than some other ones, especially some later ones. So, but that's fine because base game thoughts were different than later thoughts. So, hello, Captain Cosmic. How are you doing today? If I play Dynamic Siphon, there is a risk that I play 3 constructs and they all deal cosmic damage. So it might be better to put a Sustained Influence out. And now I'm not going to play 3 constructs. I'll have a Cosmic Weapon, an Augmented Ally, and a Conservation of Energy that I may or may not use to destroy constructs. Yeah, Cosmic Omnitron is a 3. That's what I thought. And I'm sure part of that was the later realization that his deck's not actually as easy as originally believed. And I'm not saying that it's impossible to defeat Omnitron, but I do think that portraying him as a difficulty 1 and having people play him. I'm going to give this to Fanatic so that she doesn't have a deal self-damage power. Augmented Ally, let's give this to Omnitron. He doesn't have an alternate power right now, but activating his base power before playing another card is exciting. Plus, he could use that at the start of his turn to get equipment, like a component from his trash, and then he could play it immediately. I don't think I want to destroy these because I like them. They're good. Do I want Dynamic Siphon? Do I want to trigger Dynamic Siphon on someone because the environment is actually likely to deal that damage? I could just give it to Fanatic. I mean, the Automaton drone is still out there, but I guess... Oh, yeah, the environment will actually hit the Automaton drone. Oh, no, it won't because it's a drone and they avoid drones. Yeah, he's straightforward, but he hits hard. I mean, his original variant doesn't have automatic effects other than play an extra card or move a card from the trash. So, but anyway, I'm just gonna draw a card. Wounding buffer. And the extra card is Sustained Influence. The Mechanic Accumulator is actually pretty bad because that destroyed my component. So he is gonna flip. So hopefully he doesn't do terrible things. Do we have a means of destroying that? Not directly right now. So I'm gonna hit the Mechanic Accumulator and then Final Dive it. Or no, it's gonna regain HP. So I'm going to undo that part. The order matters there because we want him to regain the HP when he's at max, and then I want Omnitron to retaliate. So Omnitron is flipped. He did not play a drone, so that's fine. So he's only played 1 card. That's extra damage to the Omnitron-U, so I'm going to avoid that. But I guess it doesn't matter because that still hit him. Final Dive, Mechanic Accumulator. I'm just going to focus on Omnitron. He's immune to projectile. This is now energy. The good news is that he's not doing... We don't have the damage reduction. Bad news is if the environment plays a drone, we're screwed. Discard a card, and I could get my component back. So I will do that. I'll keep the self-sabotage, though. I'll ditch the reactive plating. It's already in play anyway. Words. Move an equipment from my trash. Oh, hey, I have an equipment in my... Or I have a component in my hand. I do have a technological advancement, though. So I'll put that out, actually. And I'll put the irreducible damage one out so that if Omnitron's on his front side, then I could still do mega damage to him because of the Nemesis bonus. Hello. There are 2 constructs in play. Construct Cataclysm destroys all. This would actually take out the Automaton drone. So I'll do that. I will not destroy Sustained Influence because Construct Cataclysm will destroy it again, and I don't need the extra blow. Oh, he's immune to energy. Shoot. Oh well. Forgot that the last time I hit you was with Fanatic's Cosmic Weapon. And that means Harsh Offense isn't going to do anything, but Vitality Conduit. Let's throw on Fanatic because she's gonna take a lot of damage with base power. Autonomous Blade. If we can get Fanatic's thing going, then that will do damage. Harsh Offense reveals things. How much did it actually reveal? It revealed 2. But it doesn't matter because you're immune to energy still. Omnitron has played a drone, so Omnitron plays Sedative Flechettes. That takes out everything and then destroys all the ongoings. And it doesn't matter the order here because reasons. Plus, guess what? My card got destroyed. So he's once again staying on his front side. Thank you, Omnitron-4, for destroying my best laid plans again. At least I'll do another blow because I destroyed another card. Oh no, you're immune! Never mind! Man, I forgot about adaptive plating twice already. Ah boy, this is gonna be a short game. Destroy all the equipment cards. Joke's on you, there were none! Ah. Okay. Well, HP, I guess. And now Fanatic's gonna end of days. Holy Nova. Okay. So we can have Omnitron-U use his power, its power. Elemental Exochassis should help, actually, considering there's a lot of energy damage in Omnitron-4. But I'm going to play Technological Advancement and get out Electro Deployment Unit. So at the start of my turn, I could draw a card or play a card. Disruptive Flechettes is excellent. Yeah, I'm gonna put out Innervation Ray. I'm gonna hope that I'm not gonna destroy all my components again. I'm looking at you, Omnitron-4, because now I don't have a means of getting a component out anymore. I'm gonna get the... There's no more equipment in my trash. No, there is one. There's that component. Right, never mind. I can get that back. Okay. I'm gonna put the Axle Chassis out. I want to play Disruptive Flechettes to destroy the adaptive plating. But I want to get that component from my trash in case I need to play it, since I don't have an automatic means of having Omnitron get it and play it immediately. Okay, so and then we have no more constructs. I think I want to Dynamic Siphon Omnitron. I know how well that worked last time, but... Okay, we have 3 constructs. Energy Bracer on Cosmic to keep him alive. Also, a smart idea would be to put on Omnitron to stop... on Omnitron-U to stop him from getting more damage, but... Dynamic Siphon, we'll put this one on Fanatic. And then... Wounding Buffer whenever that card is dealt damage. First time each turn. Deal the source of that damage to energy. Not on Fanatic for surezies. And not on Cosmic for surezies. So that goes to Omnitron-U. Unflagging animation. And we get a drone! Which plays Sedative Flechettes! Which destroys all the things anyway! Ah! Although the mechanic accumulator was going to destroy them all anyway. But hey, I could do this thing once. And then this thing. The good news is he has no more sedative flechettes in his deck. The bad news is things. I might have hit choose for me, and I think I've hit the wrong order. So I'm gonna undo that because yeah, so that was the play a card. So hit Cosmic first because he has the energy bracer. Just in case you felt you had too good of a position. You're mad because he had to be out during one deck dungeon. You missed an exciting analysis paralysis stream. I mean, we won. It was fun. Alright, that's fixed. Elemental Axle Chassis was destroyed! Mechanic Accumulator, and then you're still immune. Okay, well, here we go. Oh wow, you still have not played a drone on your own turn. That's surprising, TBH. Well, we still have his component here. He can't destroy anymore, but we... you know, Fanatic, you're hurting a lot. Let's Sanctifying Strike you. I'm gonna have to deal with a Mechanic Accumulator in some fashion. I'm not quite sure yet what that fashion is. We have Disruptive Flechettes, I guess. So 1 damage is enough. No one told me that adulthood would mean I'd have to miss stuff. I want to return it. And then here's End of Days! Nope, we got Chastise! No! Oh no, we can get rid of Chastise. Because of Disruptive Flechettes! Oh my gosh. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Moving equipment for my trash. Is that better than playing one right now? I don't... Omnitron's immune to fire, so Focus Plasma Cannon's not going to do anything for me right now. So I guess I'm going to move a component, or move an equipment. Oh yeah, I can get my Elemental Axle Chassis back. Okay. Let's start with Disruptive Flechettes, guys. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to get rid of the Electro Deployment, but I can get rid of Chastise. Which is kind of important because otherwise one of my equipments gets destroyed. It would also destroy the Electromagnetic Railgun, but I mean, come on. We've been trying to stop him from flipping. Or we've been trying to stop him from being on this side to the best of our ability, and thus far he has been on this side for all except the first round. So okay. So now what's going to happen this turn? Who can't wait to see what is going to happen. We get Cosmic Weapon, Harsh Offense, Potent Disruption. Potent Disruption, destroy a construct, and then deal 5 damage. That will actually get rid of the component, so I'm okay with that. Harsh Offense isn't guaranteed to. I guess the better thing to do would be to start with Harsh Offense to see if I could do it, but I could also destroy Sustained Influence to put Cosmic Weapon back, and then Fanatic has a power that doesn't kill her. Okay. And then I revealed 3 constructs for 6 damage. Alright, we're almost halfway there. Alright. You're gonna play a component, which moves a drone from the trash, which then plays a card. Woo! Well, alright. It's not a drone, so it didn't chain anymore. hit the cosmic weapon so you don't hit Fanatic proper. And now we have to deal with the interpolation beam, the disintegration ray, and technological singularity. Well, the fun fact is that if he had stayed on his flip side, he would have only played disintegration ray, so even when he flips, that's unoptimal. Alright, resource recycler will actually bring the focused plasma cannon back right now. I don't know that it's worth doing though, because it's gonna keep putting out these drones. And these are bad drones. I mean, they'll actually destroy Omnitron's components. They'll also destroy equipment cards. And we've been having a hard time keeping equipment cards out. So I'm just going to blow up the resource recycler. And deal 0 damage. But now, instead of hurting myself, I'll use Cosmic Weapon. Now this is a question. I'm gonna say no because I'm at 4 HP. But then here, this is energy, so I'll do the elemental axo chassis, and then I will play technological advancement. And I will get the focused plasma cannon. I will draw a card because it'll be reduced to 0 and I get disruptive flechettes. Beautiful. And rocket punch. Okay. Whew. Can we pull this out? I want to try to keep Omnitron alive. Omnitron-U. I keep saying Omnitron vaguely. I want to keep Omnitron-U alive. And Energy Bracer, yes. We'll put that one on Omnitron-U. Although I didn't look at the other cards. Construct Cataclysm destroys all, so I'm not going to do that then. I'm going to start with Construct Cataclysm or... yeah, Sustained Influence isn't good. Excuse me, isn't going to help with that. So we lose the Healy. But deal 2 targets 3 energy is equivalent to doing 2 irreducible, but hits 1 extra thing. And now I could put the energy bracer on Omnitron-U. Drawing a card will deal me damage. I have to. I got to. Overcharged systems isn't doing anything right now. Hit the energy bracer, I guess. Don't need to destroy overcharged systems because there's no start of turn effects. Drone. Disintegration ray. Okay. We might be able to get him down to 50. Undaunted will at least stop the 1 damage thing from happening, but I'm gonna hurt myself too much here. I regained a hit point and I have absolution now. Yeah! It's gonna be the Omnitron-U show, I think. Well, alright, Innervation Ray. And then maybe we can, like, stay alive. This is irreducible. I have self-sabotage. I can destroy those components. And this deals 1 target, lots of damage. So I'll get the Innervation Ray, and then I will play self-sabotage. Because I'll actually not self-sabotage, I'll sabotage you! Omnitron-U play sabotage you. Bioengineering Beam will help keep the environment in check. And I'm aware that Techno Pursuer is going to take out the Energy Bracer, but not Fanatic right now. Past self-sabotage. I like that one. Okay. So then... Oops. Wounding Buffer, Omnitron-U. And now Cosmic takes himself out. He has 5 constructs. Is he going to play too many? He sure is. Alright, everyone. Man your battle stations. Press F to pay respects. Boom, boom, boom. 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 Now in what's it called? What's it called when you do the row your boat thing? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Row, row, the dream. I don't round. It's called round. Let's do a round of that. Salute with both hands. All right, it's down to you, Omnitron-U. Electro Pulse Explosive. We're off to a great start. S85 Repair Drone. How do we music from chat? Alright, draw a card, use a power, discard the top card of each deck. Well... What was it? Draw a card, use a power. I would probably use the power. The annoying thing is that we have a damage reduction to devices, so all of my focus is going to be on the Electro Pulse Explosive. And I don't think we have enough damage to deal with it. Yep, let's get out of there. But definitely use a power. The equipments in your trash aren't going to help with this. Because the only equipments are components, and it's going to be too late for those to act. So it's going to be better to play a card and hope to get something that helps. But there's not really much that Omnitron-U can do. Also, Techno Pursuer is targeting Omnitron-U for 4 damage. So Bioengineering Beam's coming out. And I have to do as much damage to the Electro Pulse to stay alive as I can. I'm just gonna reset. I don't think there's a better option here, but let's see. Technological advancement. Yeah, no. So Disruptive Flechettes is my best bet. And then Bioengineering Beam the Techno Pursuer. And hit the Electro Pulse. Bear in mind that Omnitron-U, or Omnitron-4, that version of Omnitron-4, that environment never hits devices. Let's move a construct. Augmented Ally moves next to Cosmic, or to Omnitron-U. Oh, I keep saying the wrong Omnitron. Techno Pursuer comes back. Skip, skip. Augmented Ally was removed from the game. Is that what it actually says? Remove that card from the game? Oh, no. It's incapped. Right. Yeah, it's the incap thing. I thought it was when this card destroys a card, play the top card of the environment deck. That's what I thought it was. And it is. But I was confusing the things. Alright, well I tried my damnedest. We got him down to 57. Rune 1145 says another run. I will do another run. This one will be a speed run. I'll fate original Omnitron. I'll bring a team of heroes that will beat him down. And any team that doesn't have Legacy is not a good team. Any team that doesn't have Mr. Fixer is not a good team. Any team that doesn't have Parse can't stop Villain from doing terrible things. It's not really going to be a full-fledged speedrun, though, because I can already hear None Left saying things like, Mr. Fixer's slow. So, like, what is a way of keeping Omnitron in check? I mean, if Parse can get the perfect card out, then we don't have to worry about anything. Setback or guys included. We've had a lot of guys recently. We've had a lot of Santa guys recently, so I'm going to bring Setback if that's your request. Void Guard Dr. Medico. I love him because he keeps heroes alive, but he's also going to make the game last longer, so I'm going to avoid him. Dark Visionary would certainly keep Omnitron perfectly in check, guaranteed, but I think I want to avoid that. I think I'll bring Tempest. Base Tempest with Legacy is going to do 2 damage to all non-hero targets, so that's beautiful. And the environment that I will pick, we've played lots of Temple of Zhulong because of the Christmas season. I think I'll take Time Cataclysm. I was staying away from Tachyon because Tachyon isn't actually that good at speedruns because she needs a lot of time to get built up. But no, we're going to do base Omnitron versus Legacy, Mr. Fixer, Parse, Setback, and Tempest in Time Cataclysm. And it's not going to be a full-fledged speedrun, but I will hold the tab button down. Events and programming on district minutes. We fight today for liberty and for justice. Alright, so, what does Legacy have? Legacy has a Danger Sense, Fighting Smash, Fortitude, and Heroic Interception. Mr. Fixer has a Charge, Pipe Wrench, Trinity Crane, and Savage Yard. Parse has an Exploit Vulnerability, Extrasensory Awareness, Recompile, and Snap Petition. Look at the Extrasensory Awareness, that was really good. And we have Setback, who has an Exceed Expectations, Friendly Fire, Silver Lightning, and Whip, sorry. And we have Tempest, who has Electrical Storm, Lightning Slash, Localized Hurricane, and Reclaim from the Deep. So you'll notice that Setback has Friendly Fire, which is amazing when you have Mr. Fixer, who hopefully has a... Oh man, I can't keep talking that fast. But Friendly Fire with Mr. Fixer, who has the thing that either which are they? It's dual crowbars. He deals damage to a target. He chooses to deal damage to Setback. He deals damage, so he deals a target to another target. Then he chooses to deal damage to Setback. He dealt damage, so he deals damage to one other target. Yeah, that infinite loop. Or Jack Handle, where it's like, I will deal damage to Setback. Just kidding, I'm going to hit all non-hero targets. Yeah, alright. Let's start game. He's flipped, Technological Singularity with no equipments, and the Assault Drone, which hits Legacy. Legacy is going to... Flying Smash will get rid of those things. And then... Galvanize. Lead from the front, okay. Alright, let's get out a damage increaser, because we don't have enough damage increasers. We get Bloody Knuckles. Alright, Extrasensory Awareness controls what he does. Discard Sedative Flechettes. I'm not really happy about Electro Pulse Explosive, but we have a lot of damage increases. Top card after that is Terraforming. Don't shuffle. Alright, here, let's get Friendly Fire in hopes of Mr. Fixer using it, and let's risk into a Reckless Rush, which hits Omnitron. Let's not hit Setback. That second hit was not Setback hitting himself, it was something else. Alright, Electrical Storm for auto damage, and then here's some damage. Don't do that. Don't do that. Cleansing Downpour, hello. Passing Tumbleweed is going to get destroyed with a sneeze. Electro Pulse Explosive, and then we get the Assault Drone back. which it's Legacy again. Hello. Fortitude. And then Galvanize. Villain cards cannot be played. Perfect. Let's get a Style out. And then maybe we'll get Harmony. Hit the Electro Pulse. Don't do that. Alright. Exploit vulnerability. So that any future devices are not of worry. Discard Terraforming. And then it doesn't matter because both these will be put into play. Don't shuffle. Critical Multiplier. Beautiful. Silver Lining. And then things. Probably should have Reckless Rushed. Didn't have enough tokens. Blurg. We have a Lightning Slash. We're not worried. No. 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 Alright. No. Lightning Slash. Hit. No Electro Pulse. No. It. No. No. I should just hit. Like I played it, but now I don't want to use it. Rift in Time plays a card. Atlantean Throne Room reduces damage. Undoes Galvanize. That is fine. That's a lot of zeros, interestingly. Automaton Drone. Repair Drone. Oh my gosh. Those were cards. Alright, well. Let's save Takedown for the next turn. Lead from the front. Especially with Fortitude and Atlantean Throne Room. That is kind of cool. Alright, your damage is irreducible, so it doesn't really matter. And I have Bloody Knuckles with a lead from the front, so I don't care about Bloody Knuckles. Electro Pulse is going to die by Tempest, so I'm not worried about him. Don't hit him. Your damage is... Oh yeah, Riveting Crane makes damage irreducible. Hello, we don't care about damage reductions anymore. Beautiful. Critical Multiplier. And then I'll do Snap Decision next turn. You're going to play something. Well... Your component is beautiful because it'll get destroyed immediately. Let's get rid of the Repair Drone because it regains your HP and I don't want that. Don't shuffle. And then Setback is like high risk behavior because you have lead from the front. And we have another high risk behavior, so we're very well set back with setup, or what? We're very well set up with Setback, yes. Okay. Otherworldly Resilience, I guess, don't really need it if I have lead from the front, but hey, I have Otherworldly Resilience. I could do Localized Hurricane next turn for extra damage, which I probably could have done because I have lead from the front anyway, but that's okay. Automaton Drone's not doing anything. Destroy Rift in Time. If none do, destroy this card, so if everyone draw cards, Flying Smash, Harmony, reveal the flaws, Uncharmed Life, Flash Flood. We get Filter Spy, which hits Fixer, which can't be lead from the fronted. And we get the Repair Drone. Legacy will reduce it, and then heals. Alright, let's take down, especially because you're not going to be dealt any damage by Omnitron because of minuses. Alright, we don't have to do things on Omnitron right now. Alright, Harmony! Harmony, woo! Let's actually hit Omnitron, thanks. Damage dealt to Omnitron is irreducible. Let's not hit Setback, because I don't want his damage to be irreducible. I said I was going to do Snap Decision. I do not need to use extra sensory awareness, so I'll actually use my base power, because it's 3 irreducible damage. Actually, with Atlantean Throne Room, is actually worth hitting Setback. Let's keep that in mind. Reckless Rush is going to do some damage here. I am actually going to hit Setback here. And then add a token. I get Looking Up. Alright, so he is going to do lots of damage. Yeah, let's hit Setback as much as we can because we want him to be super damagey. Just not with Fixer. Alright, Localized Hurricane for extra damages. And then the Repair Drone to prevent the HP recovery. Gene-Bound Shackles. Alright, if everyone draw cards, Bolster Allies, Overdrive, Targeting Arrow, Fumbling Fool, Elemental Subwave Inducer, Crushing Hallway, oh boy. Let's hit Parse with that. Because we do not have environment. No, we have a flash flood. Never mind. I don't care about this card then. Skip. All right, I'm trying to 0 cards out. All right, time to do things. Like what? I don't know. Flying Smash. You don't have a +1, so that's actually beautiful damage there. No, I could overdrive, but that's a little worse than yeah, I'll charge. Overdrive is going to be a little worse than that. No. And then damage here. No. All right, Parse. Hello, how are you doing, friend? Discard something. Play. Oh, yep. Setback's gonna hit himself. Parse. Targeting arrow immediately. Increase your damage by 1. You're gonna hit yourself with looking up. I can hit you once, and then I can use Exceeded Expectations, and that will be optimal. Alright, no more hitting Setback. Anything I could do here that will help things? I don't think so. I can gauge Setback. No, we're not going to use his power anyway. Why am I doing that? Doesn't matter. I'm going to try to destroy Omnitron this turn. He's not going to last. Because we have made Setback into a strong thing. Add a token, deal self-damage, exceeded expectations, remove 1, and then hit Omnitron for 23. Hello! And then looking up, to hit Omnitron for 25. Hello! Yeah! Look at that. Look how powerful Setback is when he has a bajillion tokens and, whatchamacallit, the thing. High-risk behavior. Setback was the right choice for that match. And any game where Setback finishes at 1 HP is the perfect game. I mean, he has his icon on his logo is a dice that has 1 on top. Like, he rolled a 1. And someone actually said, like, Setback's icon is actually very, like, thematic for him, because it's like he rolled a dice, or he rolled a die, and he rolled a 1, but it turns out that was the best outcome on that die because all the other sides are 0s, which is kind of cool. Too bad Setback is too weak to carry a game. Oh boy. Are we going to play a game where Setback is going to win the game all by himself without any other effects happening? Sorry, hot take. That is fair. I mean, we had to utilize a lot of... I mean, like, certainly, Friendly Fire requires... Or it doesn't require, per se, but it's best used when other heroes hit Setback in addition to himself. But we had Legacies Galvanize, we had Mr. Fixer put irreducible damage on Omnitron, we had Parse provide a +1 to Omnitron, so... I can certainly understand how, like, Setback needed help there, but I don't know, he was very powerful nonetheless. And I mean, is it really that bad for a hero to need a team? I mean, that's what this game is about, is a team of heroes coming together and synergizing with each other anyway, so. Oh, you don't really think any character is actually weak. Alright. But, I mean, like, other than some unique exceptions like Scholar, who can tank like none other, and Night Mist, who can regain HP like none other, and Argent Adept, who I would be remiss if I didn't point out the 30 damage combo. Other than some heroes that are very capable of doing things a little more by themselves, I think what makes Sentinels great as a cooperative game is the fact that heroes synergize well with each other. And certainly some heroes are more OP than others, but really any team of heroes has a lot of combinations that you can exploit, a lot of interplay with each other that you can take advantage of, which is really great. Oh, you're just mocking the people who insist that one character or another are too weak. Okay, excellent. We are mocking. I enjoy mocking. Mocking is great. That reminds me of at the end of last semester, there was a mock final exam for my calculus students that was provided by Operation STEM in my campus, and it was just like, it's a mock final, like it's a practice final, but anytime I talked about it, it was like, no guys, it's not like a final where we mock you, where it's like, oh, you think that's what a derivative is? Oh, look at me, I can write an integral, sir. I can chain rule. Nope, that's not what the test is. It's not that kind of mock final. Anyway, thank you for watching tonight. I am done. That was a fun, fast match where we got to show a lot of damage increase really quickly. But, yep, thanks for watching as always. I'll be back next week. It should be the same time next week, Thursday at 7 p.m. But after next week, I will have to move to Friday night because that's that week after next week, my spring semester starts, and I have an evening class Monday night, an evening class Tuesday night, an evening class Wednesday night, and an evening class Thursday night. So the only weekday that works is Friday night, and I don't want to have to go into the weekend. I don't want to be another letdown, sorry, but... but yep, that's it for tonight. Come in next Thursday for another Dolphins dive. We will continue the one-deck dungeon gauntlet. Today we defeated, what was it we defeated? I already forgot. It was Leech? Leech's Tomb? Was that what we did? We did that. I think it's Minotaur's Maze next week as we continue down the gauntlet. And then we'll do the Viewer's Choice Sentinels match and, time permitting, something else. Check out Another Letdown on Sunday. He should be here on Sunday. Check out his Tales from the Archive. Check out On Deck for the first time this year. I guess Tales from the Archive is also the first time this year, but check out On Deck as well on Monday night with Pirate Savvy and Dover. Brother and sister duo who are really fun. Probably has the best interactions with chat that I've seen of all the streamers. And check out Handelabra Live on Tuesday with Jeremy this week and John. If you enjoyed watching any of these games, but you haven't gotten them yet yourselves, I'm not sure that the holiday sale is still going on, but you can still get the games. They are available on Steam and iOS and Android devices. Sentinels is available on mobile. One Deck Dungeon isn't. I would love for it to be, but it's not just yet. But that's fine. Both are fun games. Both are pretty cheap, really. Like, the base Sentinels game is probably really cheap. The expansions certainly add up a lot, but the base game isn't really that much to ask for. And One Deck Dungeon's also a pretty nice game to get. You can also get Bottom from the Ninth, the other Handelabra game, and you can also pre-order Aeon's End through Backer Kit if you missed the Kickstarter for that. Any money raised through the pre-orders for that, or I shouldn't say any money, but any stretch goals that are intentionally purchased, I guess, will go towards the stretch goals for future expansions, or I think the things we're trying to do are to get Night Mist into Aeon's End and one of the characters in Aeon's End to cross over into One Deck Dungeon. And I would love to have those things because I love seeing how certain characters in certain video games play in other ones. So come on, guys, let's have this. Let's do this. I want to do this. If you want any information on anything, check out Handelabra.com. Check out the Handelabra Discord on discord.gg/Handelabra, I think. Check out the Realm of Discord for the unofficial Discord server for discussion of any of these things or other Greater Than Games products. Check out my Twitch channel if you want to see some other games or some more unfiltered content. I'm actually family friendly here, but not on my own personal channel. You can also check out my Twitter at LewDolphin21. My Twitch channel is just LewDolphin with no digits. Thank you for watching. Let's listen to some robots, I guess. All right. Good night.